The 1970s didn't just give us hits, it gave us moments. Moments that lived on vinyl, on late-night radio, in car rides with the windows down. But here's the truth most playlists won't tell you. Some of the best songs of the decade weren't the loudest. They didn't dominate headlines forever. They didn't always stay in heavy rotation.
He was on his way home from Candletop, been 2 weeks gone and it...
But they stuck. Quietly.
Deeply.
Tonight on Vibezcure, we're bringing them back. Not just as nostalgia, but as living, breathing records that still hit different 50 years later.
I've been with her myself.
This is not just a countdown. This is a rediscovery. Number 10, Brandy, You're a Fine Girl, by Looking Glass. A story told in plain language that reveals more each time you return to it. It begins without urgency.
No dramatic entrance.
No attempt to overwhelm. Just a steady rhythm, a guitar line that feels grounded, almost casual. The kind of opening that doesn't announce itself as important, but stays long enough to prove that it is. Then the scene forms. A harbor town, not glamorous, not exaggerated, just a place where people come and go, where ships arrive and ships leave, and nothing, no matter how meaningful, ever really stays. And at the center of it all, Brandy. She's not introduced as a fantasy. She's introduced as presence. Someone known, someone seen, someone whose story is already in motion before the song begins. Elliot Lurie doesn't write her as a symbol. He writes her as a person. A woman who works, who waits, who understands more than she says out loud. That's where the song separates itself. Because this isn't a love song in the traditional sense. It doesn't build toward union. It builds toward realization. The sailor enters the frame not as a villain, but as truth. He loves her. That part is never in question. The feeling is real. The connection is real. But there's something else that sits deeper inside him. Something older, something less negotiable.
The sea.
And the song never tries to resolve that conflict. It doesn't offer compromise. It doesn't pretend love can reshape identity. Instead, it presents something quieter, harder. Some people are not meant to stay. Musically, the track reinforces that idea at every level. The rhythm section is steady, almost unchanging. It mirrors the harbor itself, constant, reliable, unmoved by individual stories. Bass lines walk forward without hesitation. Drums keep time like something larger than the characters involved. Above that, the melody floats. That's where Brandy lives. In the lift of the chorus. In the way the vocals open up just enough tea. Number 9. Ventura Highway by America. Some songs tell stories. This one removes the need for one. It opens with a guitar line that feels like light itself. Clean, bright, unforced. There's no tension in it.
No urgency.
Just motion. Forward, steady. Uninterrupted. And that's the first signal. Ventura Highway isn't trying to take you somewhere specific. It's trying to keep you moving. Written by Dewey Bunnell, the track operates on something rare in popular music: absence of conflict.
No hard pride. No confrontation.
No dramatic turn. Instead, it builds atmosphere. The rhythm section locks into a groove so relaxed it almost disappears. Bass and drums don't push. they glide. They create a foundation that feels less like structure and more like landscape. Above that, the harmonies arrive.
Some people say
Layered, airy, weightless. They don't dominate the mix. They drift through it, like passing thoughts you don't need to hold on to.
you're gonna go. I know.
And that's intentional, because this song isn't asking you to focus. It's asking you to experience. There's a subtle confidence in that approach. Most songs compete for attention. This
Where the days are longer, the nights are
one assumes it already has yours. Lyrically, the images are simple, almost abstract. Alligator lizards in the air,
seasons crying, no despair.
free wind in your hair. They don't explain themselves. They don't need to. They function like snapshots, fragments of a larger feeling rather than pieces of a defined narrative. And that feeling is freedom, but not the loud, rebellious kind. Not the kind that breaks rules or announces independence. This is quieter than that. It's the kind of freedom that comes from nothing
Come on, Joe. You can always change.
pressing on you.
No expectations. No deadlines.
No weight attached to the next moment. Just road.
Air. Time.
That's why this song resonates differently depending on when you hear it. When you're young, it feels like possibility.
Bossy Andy didn't have many friends and he just lost him one.
When you're older, it feels like memory. And sometimes it feels like something you're still chasing. The production reinforces that sense.
Surround your daylight there. Seasons crying.
Number 8. Moonlight Feels Right by Starbuck. There's a difference between a song that tries to create a mood and one that already exists inside it. Moonlight Feels Right doesn't build toward atmosphere. It starts there. From the first
I'll take you on a trip beside
notes of that marimba, the tone is set, bright, precise, almost hypnotic. Each strike is clean, intentional,
feels right.
and slightly unexpected in a rock context. That choice alone defines the track. Because in the mid-70s, mainstream radio wasn't built around textures like this.
Guitars dominate.
Ocean, drop the top and chest, big that.
Keys supported. Rhythm followed familiar patterns. But here, the marimba leads, and everything else falls into alignment around it. Bruce Blackman understands exactly what that
I'll play the radio on Southern Station.
does. It shifts the entire feel of the record. Instead of driving forward, the groove settles in. Bass locks
Say you came to Baltimore from Ole Miss.
into a pocket that feels warm but controlled. Drums stay restrained, present, but never aggressive. The result is balance.
Feels right.
Nothing pushes too hard. Nothing pulls away. The song exists in a kind of suspended ease. And that ease carries into the vocal delivery. Blackman doesn't chase the melody.
Lay back and observe the constellation.
He rides it.
There's a calm confidence in the way the lines unfold. No strain, no overextension. Just phrasing that fits naturally into the rhythm of the track. That matters. Because this is a song about alignment, not effort, not pursuit. Alignment. The kind of night where everything feels like it's already in place.
Temperature right. Timing right.
Energy right. No need to force anything. And that's where the emotional core sits. Because while the song feels light, it's also specific. It captures a moment that's fleeting by nature. A perfect evening. And the thing about perfect evenings is that they don't announce themselves as perfect while they're happening.
I guess you know I'm giving you a one.
Number 7. Summer Breeze by Seals and Crofts.
In the evening on a Friday night.
Not every song reaches for a moment. Some songs preserve one. Summer Breeze doesn't open with tension or anticipation. It opens with arrival. A gentle guitar pattern, steady and unhurried, like footsteps approaching a familiar door. And that's the key. This isn't about what's coming next.
Little music from the house next door.
It's about what's already here. The rhythm section settles in quietly.
No push, no urgency.
Bass moves with intention but never insists.
Summer breeze makes me.
Drums are soft, almost secondary, there to support, not to lead. Then the vocals enter. Blended so closely, they feel like a single voice thinking out loud. Jim Seals and Dash Crofts don't perform the lyrics, they inhabit them.
Summer breeze makes.
Every line lands with a kind of lived-in ease, as if the moment being described isn't imagined, but remembered. And what's being remembered
See the baby laying.
is simple. Walking through a door, the smell of jasmine, curtains moving in the evening air, details that would be
So I walk on up.
insignificant in most songs. But here, they're everything. Because Summer Breeze understands something most records overlook.
July's dressed up and
Peace is not dramatic. It doesn't arrive with impact. It doesn't demand attention. It settles in quietly,
summer breeze.
and if you're not careful, you miss it. This song doesn't miss it. It slows everything down just enough for you to feel it. And that slowing down is deliberate. The structure doesn't rush toward the chorus. It allows each verse to breathe, to expand just slightly beyond expectation. The melody rises, but never strains. It lifts without breaking the calm. Even the instrumentation follows that philosophy.
In the evening when the day is through.
Nothing is crowded.
No excessive lighting.
Just enough arrangement to create warmth, and just enough restraint to keep the space open.
There's a jasmine in my mind.
Later, the Isley Brothers would reinterpret it, adding groove, stretching the rhythm, pulling it into a deeper pocket. But the
Summer breeze makes me feel fine.
Number 6, Only 16 by Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. Time changes songs. Or maybe more accurately,
Laugh when we sing and do funny things.
time changes how songs sit inside you. Only 16 began as something smooth, something youthful, something immediate in the hands of Sam Cooke. But by the mid-70s, that
But I wasn't me.
same story carried different weight. And Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show understood that. Their version doesn't try to recreate the original
I loved her so well. And she was still
feeling. It reframes it. The arrangement is stripped down. Acoustic guitar leads, soft percussion follows,
but she was too young to fall.
and everything else is held back just enough to leave space between the notes. That space matters. Because this version isn't about the moment itself.
So why did I give back?
It's about remembering it. Ray Sawyer delivers the vocal with a texture that feels lived in. There's a roughness there, not in a technical
But again, but I was
sense, but in an emotional one. He's not inside the experience. He's looking back at it, and that distance changes everything. The story becomes less about young love and more about how
aged a year since then now. But she
quickly it passes. About how intense everything feels when you don't yet understand how temporary it is. The melody supports that shift.
a child of 16. I've aged a
It moves gently, almost cautiously, as if aware of what it's carrying.
No dramatic leaps. No sudden turn.
love, but I was too young to know.
Just a steady unfolding that mirrors the way memory works, one detail leading quietly into the next. And the production never interferes. No heavy orchestration.
Fall in love. And I
No attempt to elevate the emotion artificially, because it doesn't need it. The weight is already there. In the phrasing, in the pauses, in the spaces between lines where the meaning
was too young.
settles. That's where the song lives. Not in the lyrics themselves, but in how they're delivered. There's also a subtle honesty in the way the track avoids sentimentality. It could easily lean too far into nostalgia. It could
But she was too young to fall.
Number 5, Baker Street by Gerry Rafferty. Some songs announce themselves. This one arrives. That saxophone, played by Raphael Ravenscroft, cuts through immediately.
Clean. Direct.
Unmistakable. It doesn't build tension. It is the release. And for many listeners, that's where the song begins and ends. But underneath that opening lies something more structured, more deliberate, more enduring. The rhythm section is steady to the point of inevitability. Drums land with precision, never rushing, never dragging. Bass holds the center like a fixed point, unchanging, reliable, almost mechanical. Guitars layer in slowly, not to dominate but to expand the space. Each pass adds texture, building a sense of movement without ever disrupting the core. And then Rafferty's voice enters.
Calm.
Controlled. Almost detached. That choice matters. Because Baker Street isn't about chaos. It's about repetition. The lyrics trace a cycle, city nights, temporary escapes, conversations that don't lead anywhere, ambitions that never fully take shape. It's not dramatic. It's familiar. And that familiarity is what gives the song its weight. This is what being stuck sounds like. Not loud frustration. Not explosive breakdown. Just the quiet realization that tomorrow will look a lot like today. The saxophone returns throughout the track, not as decoration, but as interruption. A moment of clarity cutting through routine. A glimpse of something bigger, something freer. But it never stays. It rises and then recedes, just like the possibility it represents. That contrast is the emotional engine of the song. Dream versus pattern. Escape versus habit. And the space between them where most people live. Production-wise, everything is intentional. Nothing is overplayed. Nothing is excessive. The arrangement builds in layers, but each layer knows its role. There's no competition for attention, just a steady accumulation of mood. Late-night introspection, captured without exaggeration. Number 4. The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia by Vicki Lawrence. Some songs unfold. This one reveals.
Before it went home to her.
Written by Bobby Russell, the structure is precise, almost architectural. Each verse adds information, but
That's the night that the lights went out.
never too much. Each line pushes the story forward, but never rushes the turn. From the beginning, there's a sense that something isn't right, but the song doesn't tell you what. It lets you sit
He was on his way home from Candletop. Been 2 weeks.
inside the uncertainty. The instrumentation reflects that restraint. Acoustic guitar forms the bass. Subtle accents fill in the edges. Nothing distracts from the narrative. Nothing
Stu and Walter said, sit down, I got some bad news. It's
pulls focus away from the unfolding. Because here the story is everything. And Vicki Lawrence understands exactly how to deliver it.
Night since you've been gone, she's been seeing that Amos boy.
No teatrix. No exagerati di motion.
No attempt to signal importance. She sings it straight, almost
And he started to shake.
conversational. And that's what makes it effective. Because when the voice stays level, the listener leans in. You begin to process
Guilty in a make-believe trial. Slap the sheriff on the back.
each detail more carefully. Each revelation lands a little heavier because it isn't announced, it's discovered. The twists don't explode, they settle. And by the time the
That's the night that they hung an innocent man.
full picture comes into focus, it's already too late to step back from it. That's the brilliance of the composition. It trusts the listener.
Shot just to flag him down. And a big-bellied sheriff grabbed his gun and
It doesn't guide your reaction. It doesn't underline the drama. It simply presents events and lets the weight accumulate naturally. And the weight does come.
the lights went out in Georgia.
Number 3, Shannon by Henry Gross. Some songs speak about loss. This one sits inside it. The arrangement is careful from the start. Acoustic guitar leads gently, creating a frame that feels open but contained. Strings enter later, not to swell dramatically, but to deepen the space. Everything is measured, because the subject requires it. Inspired by the loss of a dog belonging to Carl Wilson, the story is specific, but the emotion reaches further than that. Because loss, real loss, doesn't need a broad explanation. It translates. And Henry Gross understands that. His vocal delivery avoids excess.
No stran. No siatric el brax.
Just a controlled expression that allows the emotion to surface naturally. That restraint is critical. Because grief doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it moves quietly. Sometimes it loungers in spaces where words don't fully reach. And that's where this song lives. In the pauses. In the sustained notes. In the slight hesitation before certain lines land. There's an awareness here that pushing too hard would break the moment. So the song holds back. And in doing so, it creates room for the listener. Room to project their own experience, their own memory, their own absence. That's why it connects. Not because of what it describes, but because of how it allows you to feel. Number 2, Afternoon Delight by Starland Vocal Band. Reputation can distort a song, reduce it, flatten it, turn it into something smaller than it was built to be. Afternoon Delight lives in that space. Often dismissed, often joked about, but underneath that surface, their structure. The harmonies are the first signal. For voices, tightly arranged, moving with precision. Each part holds its position, locking into a blend that feels effortless, but is anything but. This is controlled execution. Bill Danoff builds the arrangement carefully. Verses are contained. Choruses expand just enough to lift the energy without overwhelming it. The progression is clean, predictable in the best sense, because it allows the harmonies to carry the interest. And they do. Every transition is smooth. Every entry is placed exactly where it needs to be. There's no excess.
No clatter.
Just balance. Yes, The subject matter is playful. Yes, the tone is light, but that doesn't diminish the craftsmanship. If anything, it makes the precision more impressive, because maintaining that level of control within a relaxed, easygoing track requires discipline.
We can make a lot of love before the sun goes.
And discipline is what holds the song together. The groove itself is subtle. Rhythm doesn't push forward aggressively. It supports, it frames, it stays out of the way. Everything points back to the voices. And those voices carry the track from start to finish. When it hit number 1, it did so quickly. But just as quickly, it became something else. A reference point, a punchline, a shorthand. And in that transition, some of the detail was lost. But the detail is still there. Number 1. Escape the Piña Colada Song by Rupert Holmes. A story that folds back onto itself.
Over by the window.
It begins simply.
A man, a routine.
A sense that something has faded. No dramatic conflict.
No argument.
Just distance. And that's important. Because most relationships don't break loudly. They drift.
There's a pack of cigarettes.
The structure of the song mirrors that drift. Verse by verse, the narrative builds. Each line adds detail
Say, he's just a friend.
without rushing toward resolution. The melody carries it forward steadily. No sharp turns, no sudden shifts. Piano leads the arrangement.
Clean.
Centered. Uncomplicated.
It's me or it's him.
Rhythm follows with restraint, keeping everything grounded. Nothing distracts from the story. And the story is where the weight sits. A personal ad, a response.
Say, I'm not blind.
A meeting arranged. The setup feels almost light, slightly humorous, even. But beneath that surface is something
She's gonna have to do without him.
more observant. Two people in the same relationship, both searching for something else. Not because they've stopped caring, but because they've stopped seeing each other. That's the core. Not
I can't let her have it both ways and
betrayal, disconnection, and then the turn. The realization that the person being sought is the person already there. It's
what's she gonna do about him?
clever, structurally precise, delivered without exaggeration. Rupert Holmes doesn't push the moment. He lets it land. And because of that, it feels real, not heightened.
It's me or it's him.
Not dramatized, recognized. The song doesn't punish the characters. It doesn't resolve everything neatly. It simply presents the moment of awareness and leaves the rest implied. That's what gives it longevity, because it reflects something ongoing.
If she wants, she can have him.